Black Ops 3, released late this past year, hit the PC market with a price tag of $59.99 US. But this really comes as no surprise, as most AAA titles are released at this price point, even for consoles. But what if I told you you could pick up a multiplayer version of the exact same game for $15? Would you consider it? First and foremost, don't think of this multiplayer version as a trial or a demo of sorts. This is the full-fledged multiplayer Black Ops 3 experience, with, in my opinion, very few limitations. You can game online with friends, customize weapons, access special perks, host massive free-for-all killing sprees on even the smallest maps, if you're into that, and even rank up, to a point. You see, there are a few drawbacks to this approach. $15 is a stellar deal, especially if all you do is play online, but if you were hoping to mix in some zombies or campaign gameplay, you'll be disappointed. The multiplayer version of the game only gives access to, you guessed it, the multiplayer experience. Zombies, campaign, and custom multiplayer gameplay, which I frankly never use, are in a sense deactivated. You also cannot prestige. Now, I understand that this alone might be a deal breaker for some of you, but consider the fact that you're only paying 1/4 of the total retail price to play online. Now, what did I mean when I said that the other features of Black Ops 3 were deactivated? You'll find that if you decide to purchase just the multiplayer experience, the entire game will actually download. Yes, all 25 or so gigs of it. This is so that, should you decide to upgrade thereafter, you won't have to download the rest of the game from scratch. In fact, upgrading is literally as easy as paying the difference, so the total price of the game minus the $15 that you already paid, and then being able to immediately thereafter access the rest of the game. It's actually a pretty cool idea and implementation. I also have to give credit to Treyarch and Activision for being so explicit as to what you're paying for with the multiplayer subscription. There were no surprises when I purchased just the multiplayer experience and was very satisfied with the end result, though I wasn't necessarily satisfied with being absolutely annihilated in gameplay itself. I'm still learning. To be fair, there is another game you could pick up for about $5 more than the multiplayer version of Black Ops 3 at this point in time. It's also a first-person shooter, but it will give you the full gaming experience, not just the limited multiplayer experience. That game is Battlefield 4. If you're a fan of the Battlefield experience, then you should just consider that only. I wouldn't even look at Black Ops 3 multiplayer in this case. But if you're into the Call of Duty experience, you think that's like the coolest thing ever, then I suggest that you take a look at least at this Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer experience. I think it's definitely worth the $15 that I paid for it. I enjoyed the experience from the get-go. It's just like the classic Call of Duty games on the consoles that I used to play back in the day. So give it a shot. If you decide you like it, maybe you can buy the full-fledged game later on if you're into paying $40, $50, $60 for it. At this point, the $15 will be just fine for myself. Be sure to let me know in the comments below, especially if you've played Black Ops 3 on either the console or the PC. Don't comment if you haven't played, that's just not cool. If you think that the $15 is worth only the multiplayer experience, I'd like to hear from others other than just myself, because I don't really play these kinds of games much anymore. So $15 might be good to some, might not be good to others. I'd like to hear from you. I'd also like to give an epic shout out to our Techie of the Week, H3H3 Productions, who in turn wanted me to give his shout out to Bits Dinkelberg. Yeah, I don't know. Also, be sure to like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you disliked it for whatever reason. Maybe you just don't like Black Ops 3. Don't take that out on me, come on now. Be sure to stay tuned for an i7 $1,000 US dollar rig that I will be building next week, as well as a very cheap HTPC build that will be coming, I guess right behind it, right before it. I haven't decided which I'm going to build first, but stay tuned for both of those things, and subscribe if you haven't already so that you can check out those cool builds and other things on our channel. This is Science Studio. Thanks for learning with us.